see. Hold on 1 second. This is not it. Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. Let me edit this. This is the one I need to put in today. Okay, there we go. Hello, Finest Shandy. Happy Tuesday. Hi, everybody. Like, what the hell is this? It's me. It's still me. Come on in. Don't go like, Tania, who took over? It's still me. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Say hello when you come on. Let's talk immigration. Good evening. Let me get my glasses because I still need to see. Okay, there we go. Oh my God, you know you. Hi, everybody. Hey, Miss Eleanor Sanctuary. Hi, everyone. Hello, YouTube, Facebook family. Thank you. Can you see all my gray hair now? Happy Tuesday. Close your mouth. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Thank you. Hi, Mr. Harry. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the love, y'all. I don't know how long it's gonna last for because I don't do hair. Like, I break my hair and I'm on my way. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's see. But anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. For those of us who celebrate, thank God for the power of resurrection. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Thank God for the power of resurrection. And our prayer is that whatever it is we are asking God for to be resurrected in our lives will be resurrected. In this platform, I don't understand. Finance trying to kill me. Keep it like this. I don't know. Miss Michelle is going. I know she's going to, but y'all, I'm just not a hair person. So going to the salon, we'll see. We'll see. Change is good. How long change stays for is the question, but we'll see. But anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. Hey, Miss Avena, how are you? I'm telling you, listen, we'll just see something new. Thank you, God's own. Thank you. Keep it. Mr. Brennan says keep it. You're going to pay for it? Because, that's the thing. I've been saving money from paying, but she was worth it. I mean, she did good. We thank God for, the resurrection power. We pray that whatever it is we're still expecting or looking out, hoping and believing God for it will be resurrected in our lives in Jesus' name. Welcome. If you are just joining us for the first time, we come together as immigrants every Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not that that's my child. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time zone. Every other time zone, I do not know. All right, Ms. Savannah, I will send you the bill. So talk all things immigration. If you need to contact our office, our number is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. info@olalayalawfirm.com. The same number on WhatsApp, 334-341-4475. Let's talk immigration, y'all. So if you are just joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. Thank you, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I appreciate that. Caramel gift tea. Thank you. Put your city, state, country in the comment section, and welcome in. This is the most positive space on. Let me see what. Well, like Miss Secretary says, welcome everyone to the most positive immigration space on social media platforms, safest space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies with this lady. So bring your questions in. Put them in the comment section. I get to questions at the end of the day from, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's Dots 2024 Texas. You know who you are. I don't know who the hell is that. But Once again, this is attorney Abisola Adebola Olale Omobabasam. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm based in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. So if you've got an immigration case, if it's a case that we handle, we can and do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. Yes, no rush that, but that's the go. All right. So what we're talking about tonight, for whatever reason, knock on wood, hopefully not our cases, but I've been seeing quite a bit of. Hold on one second. Hey, TJ. Can you please keep it down? Thank you. People for what, like in the last 2 weeks, either someone who filed their VAWA case themselves, or they had someone else and they just want a second opinion. For what I've been retained for three within the last 10 days, 3 VAWA cases where those cases have been denied, and they want to know what is the next step. Should they file a motion to reopen? Should they file an appeal? How should that be addressed? So that's what we're going to talk about, because someone's like, talk about VAWA in the long term. It's like, because there's been a whole lot going on with this new administration. That's why we haven't really talked about things we normally talk about, because there's always one thing or the other. So and oh, by the way, if you're required to register and you've not registered, please take it seriously. This is not a joke. These people are based on, in the news report in Arizona, there's a guy who was charged to court for a misdemeanor for failure to register. So we are living in uncertain times. Do what you need to do. If you want to know if you're considered someone who's a registered alien, go on USCIS.gov. We also put out a post today, and it has a link where you can click to see if you fall within the groups of people that are considered to be registered. If not, you have to register. There was a lawsuit that was filed in court that it would, the judge found in favor of the administration, requiring. So basically moving forward with the requirement to register. So do that. But if you've got a VAWA case that you filed and it was denied by USCIS, and you want to know whether or not you should file an appeal or file a motion to reopen, that's what we want to talk about tonight. Okay, so here is how I usually assess a case whenever I have a consultation, and so hopefully that helps. And that helps you to figure out. It's always best to have an attorney, evaluate your case, see what the option they're recommending. And so whether or not to file an appeal or a motion to reopen is going to be based on the reasons why your case was denied. That is where you start from. If someone comes to me and we have a consultation, the very first thing I want to see is, what is the denial notice? What does the denial notice state? Once I see the denial notice, then I'm able to know and then we have a consultation. I ask questions, find out the information I need to find out based on the grounds for the denial. That is not going to determine whether it's going to be best to file an appeal, straight up appeal with the Administrative Appeals Office, or to file a motion to reopen. And it will still depend on what the grounds for the denial are. I'll give an example. So say, for instance, USCIS denies a VAWA case. One very, very common ground for denial of VAWA cases. And a lot of people always think, okay, if my divorce document was an issue in my regular marriage case, if I file for VAWA, then it's not an issue. No, it doesn't work that way, because a VAWA case is still a marriage-based case. It's still a marriage green card application. The only difference is you're taking your spouse out of the equation of being the petitioner and putting yourself in the place of the petitioner. That's the only difference, because you have suffered abuse at the hands of that spouse. That's the only difference between a regular marriage case and a VAWA case. So the fact that your divorce decree was an issue in the regular marriage case does not mean it's not going to be an issue, because it's the same marriage case, and you've got to show that you've got a qualifying relationship. So if your case is denied, your VAWA case is denied because USCIS says, and that's what common ground for denial, divorce decrees, country to ultimately denied you, Niger people. Anyway, I digress, because I had to consult today and it was based on Nigerian divorce decree. Please do yourself a favor. And Finally Shandy is going to, that's one of the things I love about this one, because she was very, very detailed before we even started anything. Are my documents good? It is worth the consultation, I tell you, because it was a breeze, knock on wood. I'm telling you, even when we had her interview, and the interviewing officer wanted to come in, thank you, Ms. Malaba, and was trying to say something about the affidavits, like I will check you real quick. I remember Mr. J said what did Mr. J say? She checked him real or something, because she financially did her homework and made sure she had the document. So please do that before you file a regular marriage case, a VAWA case, whatever the case may be. So let's assume that the case is denied because of the divorce decree. And let's assume the reason is not about whether it's a genuine document, but let's assume they say you submitted something that was not the right kind of divorce document to submit. Then in a case like that, if you submit the right document, that may take care of the issue, and all you may have to do is to do a motion to reopen rather than file an appeal. Because it's basically, if I submit this document, then that should take care of the defect that was the basis of the denial. And based on that, they should be able to reopen and then approve my case. That's an example. An example of the same divorce document that would justify filing an appeal is when USCIS decides that, okay, you've given us the documents that you said this is your appeal, your divorce document from your previous marriage. We've seen it, and we believe that it is not a genuine document. And we've already reviewed everything you've sent. For instance, they sent you a request for evidence. You've sent that in, and they still deny the case on that. There's no point not doing a motion to reopen with the same office that denied that case. In that situation, it's going to be best to do an appeal, because then you're taking your case away from USCI's Vermont Service Center and not giving it to the AO, saying, hey, they've already reviewed it. They said the documents are not genuine. I'm giving this office an opportunity to review it, and I'm telling you it is genuine. This is my reason. So that's how you analyze and assess and strategize when it comes to, should I file an appeal? Should I file a motion to reopen? Another reason why sometimes you may be better off with an appeal is this. When you file a motion to reopen on a denied VAWA case, you are filing a motion to reopen to the same office. If the motion to reopen is not granted, then you have to file an appeal. If you file an appeal from the beginning, however, an appeal does two things for you. It doubles as a motion to reopen or reconsider, and it also doubles as an appeal. And here's the explanation. When you file an appeal, just like the same motion to reopen, you're going to send it to the same, filing location. But in an appeal case, the case goes back to the officer who made the decision who denied your case in the first place. They're going to have an opportunity to reconsider their decision by looking through the evidence that you're submitting on appeal. If that officer decides that, okay, you've submitted something that's going to make them change their decision, then it stops there. They're going to change the decision and then approve your case, and then they'll tell you, it's approved. It's the AO doesn't deal with it. If the officer who denied your case does not reconsider their decision, then that officer sends your file to the administrative appeals office, and that's usually when, hey mama, that's usually when, thank you, Visiela. That's usually when you get a notification saying we transferred your case to the administrative appeals office. Whenever you have a VAWA appeal and you get that transfer notice that is going from USCI's to the administrative appeals office, that is telling you that the officer has already reviewed your case. They've decided they're not going to change their mind, and it's going to the appeals office, and then they'll decide. So now that's what an appeal does. It's like a double-edged sword. So whether to file an appeal or to file a motion to reopen is going to be dependent on the grounds for your divorce, grounds for the denial, and whether or not, if you file a motion to reopen, is that going to address that issue. Motion to reopen has to, you've got to have a new set of facts, something new, a new evidence. So an example, the same example I gave, if they said you didn't submit a specific kind of document, and now you've got that document, you can submit that on a motion to reopen because that's new evidence for them to not consider and as a basis to reopen that can take care of that. That's straightforward. If you have, say, for instance, you didn't submit, you didn't have enough evidence of abuse and it's denied because of that, or they deny your VAWA petition because you didn't submit evidence of good moral character, right? They send you an RFE, you still didn't submit it, or they send you a request for evidence, you did not get the request for the RFE, or you submitted the RFE and it was never received on time. In situations like that, the best strategy is to file a motion to reopen because you can address specifically what the issue was. Let's see, hold on. Why do I have? You can address specifically what the issue was and then take care of, respond to that and send in the evidence that USCIS is asking for and be done with it. If it's something where you've already address that issue with the adjudicating office, which is Vermont Service Center right now. You've sent in all the evidence you can possibly send. There is nothing new you're going to send. Then you may be better off doing a motion to an appeal with the AO office, with the understanding, however, that appeal is still going to double as a motion to reconsider because the initial officer who was on your case is going to review it, consider whether they're going to change their decision. And if their decision changes, your case gets approved. If the decision doesn't change, they forward your file to the AAO, and then the appeals office makes a decision whether to grant you your appeal and remand your case back to the Vermont Service Center, or they're going to dismiss their appeal and your case remains denied. So that is the most straightforward way I can explain what is the best strategy for your case. And if you are not in the position to say, okay, this is something I can. So for instance, I'll give an example. Mr. F. Okay, that's his last name. He came to us last year. He filed a VAWA case, right? The VAWA office denied his case. They denied his case based on the fact that when you file a VAWA case, you're able to, and you get divorced, you're able to still file a VAWA petition up to 2 years after your divorce. After 2 years, you're not eligible. But up to 2 years after the divorce, you are eligible for a VAWA case, right? During the COVID period, courts were, signing things electronically, right? And so when he submitted his divorce document, USCIS looked at a date that was signed because he had to amend his divorce document. And based on the date it was amended, they thought that was the date the divorce was final, and it was more than 2 years. And based on that, his VAWA case was denied. He came to us and he explained, and I said, you know what, these people just can't read, right? And people, 1 + 1 = 2. Everybody should lost elementary school. Like in my call ABC, if A, B, C together, or the words, right? Anyway, in his case, because it was a straightforward thing where it was an error on the part of the Vermont Service Center, those are the kind of cases I love. I love to just take them to school. Y'all, that's what keeps me up at 2 a.m. because my briefs are the way I talk. Like if you've heard me talk, my passion, the way I talk, that's how I write my briefs. I write my briefs the way I talk. If you're reading my brief, it's like listening to me talk. So I was like, you know what? If this person had been careful and paid attention, they would have noticed that the date was not the date of the divorce. Long and short, that case, we filed a motion to reopen. There was no point wasting time going to the appeals office. No, we filed a motion to reopen. I think that was in October. It didn't take up to, it was one of the fastest MTR, motion to reopen, I've done. And his case was reopened, I think less than 30 days. Maybe they felt guilty because he filed the VAWA case last year, March, and they denied it. He filed March, they denied it in May or something. It was really quick because they said, okay, you're out of time. And so they reopened his case. Less than 30 days after his case was reopened, they approved his VAWA petition. So in that case, it was a straightforward motion to reopen. It was going to be an appeal. There was going to be a waste of time doing appeal and prolonging things. So the best strategy is to consult with an attorney so that you know what's going to be the best option for your specific case, depending on the reason why the Vawa petition was denied. That's how she wrote, people. And that's how she wrote. Yes, Momo. Okay, all right, let's get to questions. Please do not repeat questions. Questions are answers to your questions are going to be just generic responses, general, generic, nothing specific to anyone's case. We will be glad to sit down with you and have a consultation. Y'all, I have a headache. It's been a long day. TJ. T. I can feel my eyes closing because then I sense my... T, give me my pill bottle, please. My pills bottle. I have a headache. My kid already knows. Okay, so real quick. Thank you. Good evening, Ola F. Hey, hello, Miss Lady, Miss Deepa. How are you? Francisca, how are you? Hi, Miss Giwa. Happy Tuesday. Hello, Mr. Kobina. Thank you. Yes, we had a wonderful Easter. I hope you did. So the kid was with his dad. My boys were with their dad. Thank you, MB. And I got water. Oh, thank you, baby. I got me all kind of water. Appreciate that. Thanks. Thank you, MB. Hey, Miss Collins. Okay. I need to visit St. Kitts. I'm telling you. I need to visit. I'm telling you. Okay. I-360 and 485 status change to correspondence was received, and USCIS is reviewing it. I did not receive any RFE notice, and I did not send anything. What does that mean? It could mean anything. It could mean anything. It could mean they're reviewing your case. It could mean we're about to approve your case. Hopefully on Thursday you're going to come back and see it was approved. It could mean we're about to send you an RFE. It could mean anything. It just means that they have touched your file and they are working on your file. They've made contact with your file, so that's just a very generic default status for them. So it doesn't. Especially if you didn't send any correspondence, you didn't contact them. That's usually default update. Vawa application will be 3 years by September. I have not heard or received anything about approval. That's because it's taking at least 42 months, which is almost 4 years for Vawa petitions to be approved. Okay, let's go to... Hello, Miss Olabody. How are you? Hello, Miss Tina. Hello. I haven't made it to Atlanta yet, so this is what... Miss Tina, this is what I was telling you about. This is the hairstyle that Miss Michelle came in. So this is what I was telling you about. So when I see you in Atlanta, this is what I'm sure she's probably going to come back here. Okay. All about your diamonds. Thank you. Hi, Miss Nilechi. Thank you. Loving it. Let's see how much I love it. The one thing I just love about it is it brings out my... Someone literally asked me when I was leaving work, like, hey, what hair color did you use? I say it's not hair color. It's hair color from heaven. Going out of my scalp. Yeah, it's hair color from heaven. You give me this is not sold in store. It's God's hair color, the way he colored it himself. Yeah. So, but thank you. Thank you. Maybe finally I can get a boyfriend with this hairstyle. My BFF Joanne. crazy lady. I said Joe, maybe because she was one who introduced it to the hairstyle, Miss Michelle. And I was like, Joe, maybe finally you can get a boyfriend. She goes, that's the problem is not you getting a boyfriend. The problem is you not chasing the man away. You are the problem. Maybe I need therapy. Maybe I need to stay in therapy. So we'll see. We shall see. Hello, Adeline Girl. How are you? Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello, Miss Professor. Happy Tuesday. Finally, Shandy Eshigoni, thank you for your gesture of love and taking the time and sending that package. My heart is grateful. Thank you. Someone tell me to go to okay, let's see. Keep it like this. All of our diamonds. What do my son thinks? What does my son think? He actually loves it. Actually, both of them are like. And TJ was like, he could sit his phone and he said, like, oh, so yeah. He goes, hey, just good to have something different. Whatever. Yes, Alan Gill. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Making your signature look. Let's see. Let's just see. Let's see. Okay. If I can commit to you right now, I have to tell you. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll focus on the live tonight. Sorry for the distraction. So, love you more. Love you more. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. The hair is giving luxurious grooming blend. Thank you. Now I'm going to send you a full look like I had, and then this is like what those what is it? Is it bodycon dresses? I was like, okay. My son asked me this morning, like, where are we going? Work? He goes, oh yeah. Got a problem with that? I had kids. I didn't die. So I'm telling you, my kids are probably tired of me. Thank you, Miss 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Okay, let's see. Topic tonight is nicely. Look, no, the topic tonight. Yes, I didn't think I put it up. Vawa denied appeal or MTR, meaning motion to reopen. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Miss Malabi. Okay, let's see. Hey, T. Joel, that's my baby. Hey, Mama, that's my mama. I love your hair, Sister Lawyer. That's my child. If you see, that's my child. Some mothers do have them. But I'm glad that. Hello, Miss 𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒄. Congratulations to Miss 𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒄. Miss 𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒄. Congratulations, the newest green card holder. I think Miss 𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒄 and she had already filed her case and came to our firm, which was like, you know what, I'm not sure about how it's going. I'm gonna get an RFP and all that. And lo and behold, she did get an RFP. And it was a very, very, it was one of those RFPs like, you gotta, am I like to come home, like, like, okay. Let's have those kind of documents where you just table it for a while and then you come back to it later on. Yeah. But I mean, there was a part, and I'm sure if she remembers, there was a part of my brief that I was so creative. Sometimes I sit down and I just think, like, okay, how? And I just thought, I was looking at her statements of like, I can make this into part of the evidence. And as God would have it, it worked. And case approved, green card approved on Easter Sunday. That's what you call resurrection power. And Easter or no Easter, I called her. We spoke on Easter because gotta celebrate with you. Just knowing that lives are changing. It's nothing like it. So congratulations, Ms. 𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒄. Want to say congratulations to you. We rejoice with you. TJ love I. TJ would tell you. TJ is his mama's child. Is the male version of me. Doesn't sugarcoat nothing. If a case was denied because of Nigerian divorce and the person has done a new divorce here, is it possible to appeal and send a new divorce from here? No. If the case is denied, before a case is denied, that's when you need to send a new divorce. You can't use a new divorce to appeal a denied case. So an example would be, if you live in, and you have to even live in a common law state. If you don't live in a common law state, it's not going to help you. So if you live in a common law state, then what a new divorce does is it validates that when that new divorce is final, your marriage that was deemed to be void now becomes valid. But that means that you now have to show that from the date of that new divorce, which is when your marriage becomes valid, you still satisfied the requirements of the immigration benefit you're seeking. So if it's a marriage case, that you have to show that you carry on as husband and wife. You have bona fide evidence, photographs, living together, lease agreement, all of that from when your qualified relationship started. So you cannot use it in appeal because there's nothing. That's where the appeal office is going to come back and tell you that, okay, what is the evidence to show that you to satisfy the requirement after that new divorce was done, which now makes your current marriage valid if you are in a common law state. If you're not in a common law state, a new divorce is just a new divorce. You're going to have to remarry your spouse. Okay. Thank you. Good evening, Miss Tina. I'll give me for you. Thank you. Appreciate that. People, they fear to ask questions now. Yes, Miss Tina. I'll let you know. I already told you that, but that you have my word. I will let you know. So it looks so different. I look different. Thank you. Thank you, Miss. I hope different in a good way. Thank you. Thank you. This hairstyle is adorable. All right, y'all. Okay, y'all. I don't do well with compliments. So let's just I know this is off topic, but my nephew's dad petitioned for him. They told him at the embassy that he shouldn't enter the US before his 18th birthday in order to get direct citizenship, which he did when he Alan Girl, what's the continuation? Mr. Kedge, everyone is saying congratulations to you. We rejoice with you. We celebrate you. I appreciate you too. Thank you for trusting us through the process. I love when people are just easy to work with. I just love it. Just like financial. Most of my clients, you always get one or two people like you have to set them straight. But just very easy and so respectful, extremely respectful. When his father applied for his U.S. passport, they said he didn't have derived citizenship because his parents were not married. Can you explain this? Please, I told him to file for his naturalization. He's gonna have to set up a constitution. This is not because they're all specific. He has to show if it's an unmarried father, for him to derive citizenship. There's a requirement for the father as well. It's not just about coming in. Yes, he was under the age of 18 when he came in. And as long as he has the green card he has the green card before he turns 18. The father was a U.S. citizen, but there are requirements that the father has to satisfy. So Alan Gal, they will be better off scheduling a consultation so that their specific situation can be addressed. And then we can see if he needs to file because sometimes the passport office, sometimes they don't understand. Some of them, if they don't see the N600, they don't certificate of citizenship. They don't see that they would not. They don't understand how they can file for passport without a certificate of citizenship. Meaning that the person has filed an N600. So they may be better off just sitting down with an attorney and making sure that he actually even derived the citizenship first of all, because that's the first question that needs to be answered. What is employment work authorization approval with standalone approval? That just means that the approval applies to just the employment authorization, not an underlying case that you have. A friend's LGBT asylum case was denied. Sorry to hear that, because the judge said nobody has been jailed in Nigeria. Ooh, and how was she able to leave Nigeria with her daughter through the airport? Okay, what's your question? So what's the question? All right, let's go to TikTok. What's the time? I don't know if okay, let's see. Thank you, Lamiko. Carmel Gifty, thank you. Joining from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you. Thank you. What time is it in Las Vegas? What are you guys on? I don't even know what time zone. Let not follow. Can I get travel document with Vawa approval? Spouse is a green card holder. For you to get a travel document, you need to file an I-45. So if you have your VA approved, something tells me you already should have your priority date current. So if you have a 485 that is pending, then go ahead and file your advance parole based on that. Is it advisable to apply for N400 now or to wait after? Go ahead and apply. Please go ahead and apply. I've said it several times. I'm saying it again. Apply for whatever it is that you qualify for now. Apply for whatever it is you qualify for now. This is not the time to wait. Whatever it is you qualify for is what you have to apply. You just never know. Do you refer clients for psychological evaluation? I refer my clients, people who I'm representing, not someone else. So that will be yes, depending on if you are a client that I represent. Is there any delay in approving work authorization for asylum seeker who has done fingerprints in November 24? Johnny, is that a renewal? Because if it's a first one, you're supposed to have received it within 180 days. If it's a renewal, then that's still within the normal processing time. I'm guessing that it's a renewal. Must not receive a work permit after the approval of VA. If you, you're going to get an automatic work authorization, a C-31, if and only if you selected on your I-360 on page 14. I want to believe that, yes, go ahead and issue me a work authorization after approval. If you did not select that, you would not get an automatic one. You're going to have to file a C-31 work permit based on the VA approval. Thank you, Natural Beauty D. Let's see. My VA case is pending. I traveled 4 times last year, arrived safe. Now is it okay to travel to Pakistan? I cannot tell you whether to travel or not, unless you are a client of mine. Those are the only ones that can give specific advice, travel advice to you. So if you have a lawyer on your case, then consult with your lawyer, because they are in the best position to know the facts of your case and if there's anything to worry about. So my VA app denied due to removal proceedings. Now I got administrative close on asylum. Can I get AP? So you may advanced parole. It's not VA based. It's I-485 based. I got administrative closure. Is not you for you to get for USCIS to approve your advanced parole. You've got to have dismissal from court. Your case has been terminated. Administrative closure is still within the jurisdiction of the immigration court. Talking of jurisdiction, I have to just remember something. Okay, let's see. I had few waivers, 601 and 601A during the adjustment of status on my green card. Am I okay? Are you okay for what? Anything about travel? That's not a question I'm going to answer. If you had an attorney, or you have an attorney or had an attorney in your case, reach out to them and let them tell you about whether you can travel or not. USC has received my application May 16. I'm assuming last year. Biometrics appointment 18. Requested evidence 22. Is that good? I can't speculate to what it is without knowing anything about your case. Shala's Kitchen. Thank you. My brother's VA case was denied due to the divorce the ex-wife gave him. Can he do what? I filed for VA application for over 6 weeks ago. Still don't see any response. You're not the only one, Bobby. I can see some of my clients on here where we have filed VA cases since February. We still don't have receipt notices. It's not anything anybody can do. There's nothing any attorney can do about that. You can make inquiries till Jesus comes back. We are seeing so much delay. And it's almost like, okay, how do I know you filed it? Like, because we sent you a file copy that you have a link to, and you also have a postage link that shows that it was delivered and the person who signed for it. And then this was someone that we filed in January, and then I think it was first week in April, we finally got the receipt notice. I was like, you know what? If I wanted to just be nasty, I would have just, because why would you not trust what we told you? I was like, do you see that it was actually signed for the day that you had the link? I said, it might be okay. Yeah. So there's nothing anyone can do for whatever reason. They are just it's a lot of delay, and I know the people are apprehensive, especially not having any proof that you've got a pending case. But just hold on to. Hopefully you have proof that it was of your tracking to show that it was delivered. You got a file copy that you can refer to show that something was filed. But it's averaging about 6 to 10 weeks for them to issue receipt notices. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong. It's just what we're saying. The delay is really, really prolonged. So that's it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So please do not repeat your questions. Can I? Okay, that's travel question. Okay. Don't repeat questions, people. We would really appreciate that. And by we, I mean I. Hello, Mr. Arakoya. How are you? Thank you, New Life. If my VAWA got approved while I'm in removal proceedings, will that have an effect on my case? Will that have an effect on your removal case, the case in court? Is that your question? If that's the question, then that's fine, Miss Inga. Hey, to each their own. Not everybody's going to like it, so I'm still looking and just getting used to it. But yeah, the other essay was very, very easy, and that was pretty, but we'll see how long this lasts, and I'm agreed to like it. I really like it. It's something different, and yeah. So if you're talking about and have an effect on your immigration case in court, having an approved VAWA case is going to be a basis to have a relief. So that will be, that's going to be, what is, because if you're in immigration court, you must have an application for what is your defense to removal. That's basically what application for relief is. So if, for instance, if you've got that approval, then that opens up the avenue of you being able to apply for a green card if you haven't done so, which you can file before the immigration judge as well. So if that's your question, then short answer to that is yes. Now, I don't know anything about your case, general information, nothing specific to your case. So that would be the general response to that. Okay. I have a nephew who is a U.S. citizen but lives in Nigeria. They wouldn't give his dad visa, and they what? Can you get married and adjust your status after losing your asylum case? Asking for my sister. Okay. Let your sister know that as long as there's no, I mean, generally, yes, if she's getting married to a U.S. citizen, and if she hasn't been ordered removed, if she's been ordered removed, then obviously she's going to have to deal with filing a motion to reopen her case, if it's pending before the immigration judge or whatever case may be. But if she's in immigration court, she can get married, and file the green card application. But USCIS will probably not be able to adjudicate that because it just depends on what the status is. If she's been referred to immigration court, if she's been ordered removed, then something that those are questions that an attorney would ask and be able to give her specific advice to her case. So she may be better off meeting with someone. I got married before 90 days when I arrived in the United States, and the visa kind of was what I can say, what you can say about what. Okay. When petitioning for a spouse outside the country, do you still fill out the affidavit of support? When you file the I-130, you don't. When the I-130 has been approved and the spouse has to apply for their immigrant visa, then yes, that's one of the things you have to upload on the CESC website. Okay, she's been ordered removed about doing an appeal. Okay, so she can get married, but whether she can get a green card, and she's not going to be able to get a green card until that removal order has been, if she wins the appeal, great. If not, then if you're going to file a motion to reopen and have it remanded, back to the immigration judge court, so that can be reopened and terminated, and then she can adjust that. So it's going to be a process. In USC's for renewing U.S. passport in Nigeria, I don't. That's one of the things we handle. Okay. Is USC has issued an interview to all AOS cases, including parents' petitions. Now, knock on wood. The word on the street is they're going to be scheduling everybody for an interview. That's word on the street, right? But like in Miss 𝐾𝐥𝐻's case, she wasn't scheduled for an interview. Miss Christiana wasn't scheduled for an interview, her and the kids. So that's what they're supposed to do, but we're still seeing some cases not being scheduled for an interview. So I think it's just a case by case basis, to be honest with you. Yeah. I have a parenting case. Just remembered, I have a parenting case that we received the I-130 approval on Friday. The I-45 is still pending. So whether or not that's going to be scheduled for an interview, that's yet to be seen. Now the I-45, we got notification that they sent us an RFE and for initial evidence. So hopefully we respond to it and they approve it. So for me, I think it's a case by case basis. They're supposed to schedule one for an interview. I think marriage cases are going to be scheduled for interviews. But we'll just have to wait, and you just have to wait and see. Okay. All righty. So I got married before 90 days upon arrival on my V2, and I have my marriage interview. Okay. If you have your marriage, the marriage is not, getting married is not about, they can question you, but if you filed before the 90 days, then that's where there may be an allegation or a line of questioning relating to misrepresentation of your intention when you came in. So you may be better off just going with it, finding a lawyer to go with, so rather than trying to go on your own. So because there's no advice I can give you besides, just being truthful about, making sure you're not going to be cornered into admitting that you misrepresented your intention when you came into the country. That's the main thing. Thank you, MF. Alrighty, so let's see what other questions. I think we got through. At first, I thought I joined a different live. Look at them. Thank you, Wawa boy. No, it's still the same live. It's welcome, come on in. It's still the same live. Can she appeal based on the fact that nobody has been jailed for 14 years in Nigeria? I would recommend an appeal, but being able to get, I don't know if she had an expert witness, the fact that nobody has been jailed, but that's not necessarily true, because I think there are reports that people have actually been jailed or at least tortured or killed or something, things along those lines. So if she doesn't have an attorney, this is the time to get one. But that's just, you're welcome, J-Love. So let's see. You're welcome. All right, folks. I think we went through questions. Yeah, real quick. Oh, thank you, Miss Oliver. Hello, Miss Charleston. Appreciate that. All right, people. So once again, please subscribe, follow, share, like. We would appreciate that. Our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at Olaleye Immigration. Once again, 334-341-4475 is our contact number. We'll be glad to represent you in your immigration case. I have a friend that wants to file for VAWA because she's getting emotionally manipulated. We'll be glad to sit down with her and have a consultation with her. She can call our office, 334-341-4475. Or the same number on WhatsApp, or go on our website, olaleyelawfirm.com, to schedule her consultation. Got married to my wife when I arrived in the U.S. on the fiancé visa last year, but no green card yet. Have you filed? I'm assuming you filed. Sparkles of Joy. You filed your case, right? We are based in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all states. VAWA application is 45 months old. All I get is prima facie. What do you advise to do? If your case, put in your filing date. If it's outside normal processing time, contact your senator, contact USCIS, because VAWA petitioners now can actually contact USCIS directly. They'll ask you some questions. You just have to verify that it's you, and they can give you information over the phone now. So contact them and talk about and find out about your case. Contact one of your senators and tell them to make inquiries on your behalf and see what's going on. But I would suspect that your case should be approved anytime soon. I applied for my husband abroad and stepson. He got, but not his son. Any advice? I don't know what you're applied for. But I mean, I can't speculate to what something I don't know. My brother's case was denied due to, okay, Hardy answered that question. Okay. All right, everybody. I have a brother who did his back through someone who claimed to be an immigration consultant. At the moment, this individual has an issue of fraud with the government. Will this affect his chances? Deep post guy. Is this person in New York or Maryland? The immigration consultant. Is the person in New York or Maryland? Because I have some, that reminds me. What is this guy's name? Okay. New York or Maryland, because I have some cases that I took over and I had to turn a lot of them down, but there's a guy out of Maryland that was convicted not too long ago. Okay. That may be the person I'm talking about. So there's some of those cases that have been pulled for investigation. One of such cases, and so because if it's the same guy I'm talking about, is it Nigerian? Is the guy, this immigration consultant, is the person Nigerian? Because when we're talking about the same person. But those cases are being investigated. Those cases are, I have someone who consulted with me. That's him. So I have someone who consulted with me that they filed their case in 2018, 7 years ago. And so one of the things we found out about, we got a senator involved, and one of the things they found out was that case is part of an investigation. So it's not shocking that case is still pending. Yeah. So yeah, so it's those cases that were in those cases where they were involved in, for instance, they actually this case I'm talking about from 2018, they included a psychological evaluation that this client never actually met with a therapist, and then used another they used a real psychologist. The guy's a real psychologist who has no link with them, but he uses information as if he gave them. So it's quite messy. Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, thank you everybody for always joining. We're hopeful and we stay prayerful that whatever it is that we still trust and believe God for, whatever it is that seems to have been, to have been dead for a while, quote unquote, that God is going to resurrect. We just celebrated Easter. We're reminded throughout that process that there's nothing that seems to be dead that God can resurrect. So even just talking about this case, and maybe pending 7 years, the fact that somebody thinks that, they are, thank you, Ms. Sophia, that, things may be, involved, people were involved in things that people just innocently paid someone that were not aware of what they were getting into. It doesn't mean that's the end of it. It means that there is still hope, because when God enters into a situation, there is always hope. So whatever it is you're trusting God for, there is the resurrection power that is able to revive and renew and restore whatever it is that you have placed before the altar of grace. So let's just keep going. Let's keep praying. Let's keep praying for this country, that whatever decisions are being made, it will resurrect things in our lives, and it would favor us each and every time. So always a good time with you guys. I love this space. Please share this, information video with people who, especially anyone who's going through immigration process, maybe taking a long time, and they're looking for encouragement somewhere. Let them come in and join us every Tuesday and Thursdays and pray for one another. One of these days we're going to do a prayer line where we put people just put, type in your prayer points so everyone can pick it and just pray and share, because where two or three are gathered, there in their midst is. Whatever you've spoken and sent up to heaven, know and trust and believe that God hears, He sees, and He will answer. And so shall it be. See you guys